Hi, my name is Jacoby Andrews, and I'll be doing this final project for Professor Jones for her oral comm class. In the short film Post-it, filmed by Michael Evans, initially there was a conversation between Elroy and Clara, who asks Elroy about the mysterious box that he is holding, which he goes on to say once belonged to his deceased mother. He tells a tale about how his mother would write him Post-it notes whenever she had to go to work. We see their true identities from emblems, meaning to have or to be a symbolic object, or kinexis, meaning to be a systematic study of the relationship between a body notion, motion, and even illustrators, which are the arm and hand motions we make when we are talking. I'm incredible because I have watched this film in its entirety and I've also studied it. But before going to my speech, I want to define what identity is, which is being who or what a person or thing is. The impact I want this essay to give is to inform and identify the identities and to identify the concepts in the short film, posted by Michael Evans. The first identity I'll be talking about is kinesis. Then I'll be talking about the emblems and the illustrators in the short film. The first identity I saw is kinesis. I believe it is a part of the short film because kinesis is a diverse area of nonverbal communication that focuses solely on the perception of nonverbal behavior such as body function and motions, position, facial expression, and eye contact. When Elroy decides to stand instead of sitting down next to Clara, this creates a way for Clara to say something that then compels them to further the conversation, which ends up being about the post notes, which is the main subject of the film. Now we can move on to the following identity, which will be the emblems. Emblems are nonverbal signs that have a verbal counterpart that is directly translated verbally. There are intentional body gestures that are deliberately sent and quickly converted into expressions, such as a wave that means come here, a thumbs up sign that means okay, and a lock that means hello or goodbye. When Clara saw how Elroy was standing there and was holding the box, she wondered to herself, why isn't he sitting down next to me? And what is in that box? She got all these questions from how he was standing and what he looks like. The signs that he showed just by standing there caught her eye. Now that we identified the emblems in the short film, we can move on to the final identity I found in the short film, which is illustrators. Illustrators are body gestures closely related to speech that demonstrate what is said orally to improve receiver understanding. Illustrators produce a virtual illustration to accompany a spoken word. When you send somebody instructions, for example, use illustrators to make the job easier. Another example is when Elroy and Clara asked about the box. Elroy clutched it tighter to his chest, and that taught whatever it was essential to the characters. In conclusion, when I watched this short film, it took me a minute to understand the assignment in its entirety and understand why Elroy was the way that he was. He was showing clear signs of kinesis, which is basically a movement of the face or body that communicates a message. He was clearly showing emblem, which is a thing serving as a symbolic representation of a particular quality or concept, which would be the post-it notes, and also showed many illustrators, which are basically verbal messages in a sense. Thank you so much for listening to my video.